Hello and welcome to the Pioneer Trail. This part of the tour will walk you through eTech 510, which is the design of technology-supported learning environments, which is another core course. I have 4 artifacts here, and they all work together to bring me to the point of demonstrating my learning today. The first assignment was a collaborative assignment, and it was to create an instructional online course for pre-service teachers around instructional technology. Google Doc is where we worked together and created that document and had our input. Technology Artifact 3 is actually the creation of that Moodle shell. And then what I've created here for you is I've taken that Moodle shell and I have updated it probably 2 or 3 times since creating it for this course. And this is a video of showing you an overview of what that looks like. This is a course that I teach called School and Community Support Worker 130, Teaching and Learning Strategies. And it was originally located on the Met Moodle, but I exported it and imported it into the local university here. Excuse me. And like I said, updated it a few times, and now it's in its current form. And I'm very proud of this work, and I think it demonstrates very well my educational technology learning and the application of the research and the skills I've learned to create this online learning management course. The 4th technology artifact is a UBC wiki that I created to demonstrate the similarities and differences between positive behavior interventions and supports and response to intervention. Excuse me. Both of these are models that we're utilizing in my current work here in the school district. This page has a general reflection of how this learning evolved and how working collaboratively assisted in my learning in creating the key frameworks that were discussed in the paper. The first goal was that we had created a literature review and reported our findings on the necessity of providing pre-service teachers with the necessary skill development in order to integrate technology into their teaching. That's a very key component. So we did research, we used that literature base to create the rationale for why we believe that pre-service teachers should have a technology course in their undergrad degree program. Reflecting toward the future, I see I need to continue to model the way. I need to continue to utilize the help departments at the university and at the school district to help me in my learning, but I also need to continue to utilize the online help that is available for Moodle, for example, and for Vista, as those online help tools or sites also are very, very helpful in answering questions. Offering insights into how to initiate change. My biggest hope is that I'll be able to create staff modules in my school district, and I'll be able to use those modules with new hires in order to provide them with an introduction to the school district, processes, procedures, and relevant guidelines that they need to know. My goal also is that I hope that I will be able to create our Tier 1 universal in-service through blended delivery of online and face-to-face methodologies. And I feel quite confident in the skills that I've learned through MET that I can create those online modules. Implementation. I continue to be amazed at the time it takes to monitor online course discussion forums, and I've learned that I don't need to create as many of those as I have in the past, and that it will reduce my workload and not negatively affect my students' learning. I certainly have no regrets. I just absolutely love this work. How does this project affect the practice, and what have I discovered? I've learned that students learn just as much through a few well thought out discussion forums as they do from having discussions on every assignment. I learned that some students are shy in online discussions, and that the composition of an online discussion class is much the same as a face-to-face class. So I didn't consider that element in the past, and I now need to plan accordingly for those students who are shy in those forums. I designed and taught 3 online courses since I've taken this course, and all I can say is, wow, what great learning. I love to work and learn at the same time. I'm not teaching at the moment at the local university, but I am scheduled to teach this summer. July I have a blended course, and in September I have a fully online course. And I look forward to spending the next few months after the creation of my e-portfolio for this course, so that I can focus on getting those modules ready to deliver. eTech 511, Foundations of Educational Technology. I have 4 artifacts listed here. This is a research paper I did on interactive whiteboards, another research paper I did on the gender divide and the effects of technology on genders. And artifact 3, collaborative Weebly site. We created a Weebly site on the spirituality of educational technology, and if you click on this icon it will take you directly there. And then artifact number 4 is my development of my philosophy of teaching and learning. When I looked at the definition of educational technology, Januski, it was no short definition, and it took a lot of pages in that document to conceptualize educational technology. But through that I became quite interested in the discussion around the word theory as it relates to educational technology. And indeed the word does have a lot of definitions and applications, and I am in agreement with educational technology being a theoretical construct, but I'm still not certain about it being a theory in and of itself. When I took eTech 511 in the fall of 2011, I was teaching an online course for the first time. Not just teaching it, but I created over the summer, and I made good use of the 6 areas of focus in designing curriculum that I learned through my research, Brown and Volz from 2005, which looked at activity, scenario, feedback, delivery, content, and impact. So through my learning in eTech 511, I was able to further use that learning in my work. I love the conversation in this course around, is technology spiritual? And I must say that I actually use technology in a spiritual way myself, and I certainly liked this activity and this discussion. I am a lifelong learner, and that will be the key ingredient in cultivating my pioneering leadership. I will continue to stay on top of the basic elements, maintain my awareness of the competencies in the field of educational technology, remain creative in finding solutions to the perceived barriers to implementation, continue teaching and learning online, and I look forward to growing in the practice. When technology dominates our time, we cannot maintain the balance that allows us to remain a spiritual, healthy person. Technological contact with people may not bring about feelings of being connected, and may result in people feeling isolated and vulnerable. That has not been my experience, but it is possible that that may occur. There appears to be a lack of concern or even awareness regarding the ways people are adapting and redefining their expectations for human contact and relationships, and we definitely see that in social media. Next steps, my interest here is mainly philosophical, and looking at Kurzweil 1998, I learned about the Turing test, first proposed by Alan Turing in the 1950s as a means for testing intelligence in a machine. Kurzweil 1998 recalls that the Turing test consists of a situation in which a human judge interviews the computer and a human over terminal lines. If the human judge is unable to intervene which is human and which is machine, the machine is deemed to possess human-level intelligence. Kurzweil, 1998, tells us that computers still fail the test, but confidence is increasing that they will be in a position to pass it within 1 or 2 more decades. I will continue reading in this area. Isn't that interesting? And the last core course for this portion of the tour is ETech 512, which is the application of learning theories to instruction. This consisted of a number of thought papers around the theories and principles of learning, which were very, very helpful in looking at constructivism, behavioralism, cognitivism, and other various forms of theories and their application to teaching and learning, especially around the teaching and learning with technology. Artifacts from this course are the Google Collaborative Forum that we created as we were working through the creation of our Constructivist blog site, and Artifact 6 is actually that online learning conference and our learning around constructivism. General reflection is that being a pioneer or a pioneer doesn't always have someone to turn to for help or a guidebook that tells where you went wrong. I think the most valuable trait in a technology pioneer is being able to figure it out, because sometimes there isn't much of a basis to build on nor people to support you. The pioneer metaphor tells me that educators need to fully understand the fundamentals of pedagogical theory. Just as pioneers were well prepared for their journey, a technology pioneer must now base their learning activities on sound principles that will principles and a thorough awareness of the students and their learning context. Looking toward the future, MET has taught me to seek out the answers to my questions online, how to search for open source tools to do the work that I needed to do, and to turn to colleagues both face-to-face and online when I need that additional support. Reviewing the learning theories has been a most useful experience for me, as I now feel refreshed in the research and practice. I learned in this course that I do not simply utilize the teaching practices only from one learning theory. In fact, I utilize a common group of 3, behavioralist, cognitivist, and constructionist learning theories. Implementation of these 3 learning theories in the creation of the lesson plan was a great learning experience, and that lesson plan was around plagiarism and teaching students how not to plagiarize, and that actually shows up again in a little bit later around the challenges around safe, ethical, and legal use of this informational technology. Constructivism alone will have profound implications for how I can restructure my traditional instruction, because it transitions the teacher's role from sage on the stage to guide on the side. It has assisted me in incorporating higher order skills such as problem solving, reasoning, and reflection. It will force me to incorporate metacognitive approaches, which will enable my students to learn how they learn. I will include more open-ended evaluation of student outcomes, and I will include more cooperative and collaborative learning skills in my lessons. Through this course, I have realized that learning about learning is a continuous journey that I will require further study, practice, and reflection. Thank you for joining me in this portion of the tour, and when we come back in the next part, we will go quickly through the remaining tabs on this portfolio. Thank you.